I'm here with Cameron Petersen. He's in hospital at the present time, just had surgery on his leg and having to go across to Hamilton to have further treatment on his leg. But I just asked Cameron whether he'd like to share his experience with us on video. So I'll hand you over now to Cameron. Morning, Cam. Hey, catching up with you again after our event last Saturday. You and Ahmed and I had buggered off over the Kaituna bar and we were heading out towards the islands out there fishing. So we had a great start there away at daylight.
We had a great start,
yes.
Not a great finish. Yeah.
So Cameron, I went on out to the island there, but you and Ahmed continued fishing in close there. Can you tell me how it all went from there?
Well, it was just like any other day, and then Ahmed went up fishing a bit further up the beach towards Pipimawa, and I sort of came back in, and the first time I came in, I hit the sandbar, and so I did a bit of a stooging around, and there was no channel, there was no way that I could get over the sandbar, so I came back out and did a bit more fishing, and then I did a bit more fishing for about an hour, and then I went back in and there was enough water on the bar, and
So
I got over the bar.
Just after low tide, wasn't it?
So it was just after low tide, Yep.
And the change was starting to fill again.
Yeah. And so I got over the sandbar, and then there were the pressure waves from the river.
Yeah.
And I got over 4 of these pressure waves, and there was 5 pressure waves, and for some reason it all just happened so quickly I can't really explain how it happened or what, but for some reason the 5th wave knocked me off the jet ski, and it just made me realise how quickly, bam, everything can go absolutely pear-shaped.
Yep. So you were straight into the water on the 5th wave.
And so I was floating on the water for about half an hour, for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, it seemed like half an hour, but it would have been about 10 minutes.
Well, no, I was probably actually in the water for about half an hour.
Well, yeah.
But so I was in the water for about 10 minutes, and then I sort of came to a bit, because I was obviously in a wee bit of shock on that and just realising what had gone on. And then luckily I had a personal locator beacon.
Yes.
And I activated this locator beacon, and then about 15 minutes after, what seemed like 15 minutes, the Coast Guard came out to me. Like, they had their first responder who was on a jet ski, and he came out to me and put me onto one of their trays behind the jet ski.
Yes.
And then from that they lifted me on that tray onto the back of the big boat. And from there I was just like, but when I saw them coming out, I'd been fading there for what seemed like half an hour at least, and then they come out around the corner, because I was looking at the Kaituna cut,
Yes.
the entrance the whole time. And just when I saw them coming out, I was just like, such a wave of relief. It was just like, oh my God.
Lovely. But you said they picked up 2 people. Who was the other person?
And the other was someone that turned up about quarter of an hour after I had the accident, and he was told by someone on the wharf what had happened, what the situation was, and he was just put his life jacket on and just run straight into the water and started swimming out to me. And just before he got to me, the Coast Guard came and got us. So it was like, there's so many people that I've got to thank. I've got to, obviously the staff in the at Tauranga Hospital, the staff, the crew in the ambulance, the crew of the Coast Guard, and then that guy, I've got his contact on that, so once I get all sorted out with this, I'll go and, contact them all. But it's just while it's, not the best case scenario, obviously, it's a long way from being the worst case scenario.
Yes, yeah, Cam.
So,
So another consideration is your boat. Just a moment, I'll stop this. With the video of Cam, he just told me about his accident. So we just had a handover then. You've got a new set of nurses for the afternoon, Cam.
yeah, I just want to see your lips. Yeah.
So you got new nurses for the afternoon.
Yeah.
So and they just said they're waiting a bed for you over in the Waikato hospital.
Yeah. So potentially, well, as soon as something becomes available over in Waikato Hospital, so they can, because the hole that I've made in my leg is too big for them to patch up here.
Right.
So they've got to send me over there. So it's, but I've got 6 months off work, so there's no hurry.
Yeah, that's good. Cam, tell me about your boat, because everyone's worried about your boat. There's a brand new
the jet ski, like I came up out of the water and I started swimming back to it. And I was doing doggy paddle, and then I started kicking, and I could feel that there was something not right with my leg. So with that, I just leaned back in my life jacket and was just drifting.
Yes.
But the jet ski was fine because it didn't come close to land at all. And then, so once the Coast Guard had taken me back, they came back out and they actually got, because I gave them the key for the jet ski, and they came back out and got the jet ski.
Yes. I can see on that Relive, the program Relive, your boat went in a slow arc towards, someone grabbed it and fetched it back in. So that's good. So it's home safe and sound. And your mates who saved it got the fish for the day.
That's the one. So no fish went to waste, that's the main thing. But certainly, it's just the whole experience. It's just, make you realise how quickly everything can go pear-shaped. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how much money you've got. It doesn't matter how many friends you've got. It doesn't, there's nothing. If something's going to go wrong, it'll go wrong.
Yes.
And it's just a matter of being prepared for it and having because if I didn't have my PLB, my personal locator beacon, the articles in the newspaper, they wouldn't be, that a jet skier had been injured at Kaituna Cut. It would be that the Coast Guard is searching for a jet skier's body at the Kaituna Cut.
Yes. But to your credit, you did have a lot of safety gear on board. You had a radio.
Yeah.
You had the your buoyancy vest.
Buoyancy, PLB, phone, which wasn't really any good because that was on the jet ski, so I couldn't get back to that. But I had the PLB, which was actually in the life jacket, fixed to the life jacket. So,
good. Well, thanks for going over that with me.
That's all right.
And I'll